All right, welcome in Aries to your November reading. So we're going to tap in here, get some guidance information for you all. This applies to any sun, moon, rising, or Venus Aries. So let's see what's going on this month for you all. We're wrapping up 2025, which is kind of exciting. I feel like it's been I just, from my perspective and from my connections and clients and such, and just across the board, it has been kind of a challenging year. There's been a lot of ups and downs, kind of purifications, it feels like, really closing things, like wrapping up chapters, closing things, walking away from things, and really being forced to. Like, we can't ignore things that our soul is calling for us, or just ignoring the imbalances, toxicities, just things that are really sucking kind of the light out of us. Also, there's just been some intense energies that are really, like, what word am I looking for? We're definitely elevating up from a spiritual and energetic and physical level as well. And, I mean, at levels that we've never seen before. So it's almost like we are... I listened to, I'm not sure if you guys know who Elizabeth April is, but I was listening to something, so she actually said this, but she likened it to kind of like the hardware and the software, and where like the software is really being upgraded and the hardware is super old. So you're trying to run like super advanced software on very old hardware, and it's just not compatible. I really like that analogy because I think that's really fitting. So what's happening for a lot of people, I've seen a lot of very across the board a trend with health issues coming up, and a lot of health issues where it's like, you know, doctors don't know what it is. Really, it is a time for us to really take our physical and energetic and emotional health as top priority right now over anything. Because if we don't, we're going to start getting sick. We're going to start to be able, being where we can't show up for ourselves and other people. So it's time to really, and we need to start with our emotional body, but also our spiritual body first. If you just are focusing on the physical aspect, you're literally not accounting for 75% of what's going on. So just wanted to call that out. For you Aries this month, I did light the root chakra candle. I think, you know, the root chakra is really based on, you know, grounding into the physical world. This is about survival, our sense of security, and the physical aspect of life and connecting with that. And I just feel like that was something you guys needed for this month in November. So that is the fire, which is you guys are fire signs, is also infusing that energy out to you all to support you, help you integrate, heal, or whatever you need for this month. Okay. And lastly, just if anyone, as usual, is interested in a reading, you can schedule one on my website, which is linked below in the description. We're coming up to the holidays as well, so take a look at my Etsy store. And I got a few great spiritual or metaphysical energy charged and cleansed stone jewelry that I hand make. And those are great gift ideas to help support people in their energy healing, or their just whatever they need. So you can kind of customize the stone to what people are needing at this time. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Okay, I'm doing a little bit of a different reading today so we're gonna mix it up. So I have two oracle cards. Then I'm going to do kind of a 4-row spread here, and I'll talk through the different rows here. And the first row I'm going to do is about your current energies. So let's see what's going on, Aries. So we have Pine Spirit Purification. I just used that word. And then the Temple Path. So I think what I said earlier, Aries, is spot on for you guys. You definitely are going through some sort of purification process, energetically, physically. This is kind of divine time. This is part of your path here that's leading you to kind of the new level of where you're supposed to be from an energetic standpoint here. So it may have felt like a bumpy ride, but I do feel you're going to gain some sort of overall wisdom or understanding about what's going on in your life in November, and get some more overall insight and different perspective that's going to kind of shift your level of awareness and, again, give you some greater spiritual insight about your life or your path up until this point. So let's look at the tarot. We have Jupiter here as well, so this should be a lucky month for you all. And look at that. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to grab this 9 of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So this is current. So since this is current, I think either you recently had an opportunity, or this is like literally going to be showing up very shortly here. But there's an opportunity that's going to be something that's going to be very good for you. You're going to be very happy about it. I think also if there's been a want to manifest more money as well, or abundance here, I think this is going to tie in and make you feel like you're actually kind of stabilizing yourself. So we talked about stability and grounding with the root chakra, and I feel like this opportunity could be work, could be job. It's going to help bring in some more to maybe help you feel better from a stability standpoint. So liking that. Okay, and let's see what's coming here. What's coming? Foggy bog, patience, and walking away. Okay. Let me pull the tarot to kind of get some more information. So we have the World. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. Endings and new beginnings here. That's the walking away. Queen of Swords, going in a new direction. And Page of Swords. Yeah. So I feel like this is kind of tied together. It's like a shift. Something comes up. There's an opportunity that you really like, but there's also a decision here that's going to make you have to walk away from something else or leave something else. And do you do that? I think there's some level of kind of sitting on this, kind of thinking of what to do here. There is patience here. There is patience required for some reason. But I do feel like the cards are leaning towards that this moving to this something new is going to be better for you. And I think for some reason this is something's going to give you, you're going to find a lot more clarity as well in November. You're going to be really on the ball about, you know, making plans, making goals, going towards them. You know, the Queen of Swords is really good at that. She has clear direction mentally, intellectually around and communicating this. So we do have a Mercury retrograde in November. We also have a Uranus retrograde. So there's 2 retrogrades going on. So with communication, again, Mercury retrograde affects communication. So I think be very cognizant or clear of how you're communicating things. Also, like, the caution of the Queen of Swords is don't be too, like, aggressive or too blunt with your communication, because that can be. So that can be misconstrued during a Mercury retrograde. It's not a good time to have, like, serious conversations, but you may need to. Maybe there's some sort of negotiation as well around this new opportunity here, but there could just be some there's two things with the Page of Swords. You could be cautious about kind of making this big change or walking away from something that has been somewhat stable for you. So there's a little bit of caution, or you're cautious about this. I would say too, the guidance with the Page of Swords is get more information. Make sure you have all the information you need to decide and get clarity here. So you may need to ask a lot of questions, and make sure you have all the details so you can make an educated decision here. But I do feel like you are probably going to walk away from this. So walking away from something is kind of where we're leaning here. So the next row is going to be messages from your future self here. So I got two cards here. So Earth, Spirit, Stability, and Miracles. And then we have the Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. Well, I love this. Yeah, there's definitely, this card is also kind of, the picture here is referring to something new opening up for you. It's like wide open here. So you're, like, there's miracles coming in. There's definitely stability coming in. Stability is a big kind of trend for you in November, I feel. Like grounding down, getting a more stable footing for yourself in your life, and bringing in stuff that's going to help you feel more stable and happy. Something may also occur kind of out of the blue that may seem like kind of miraculous for you as well, if you've been dealing with a situation or wanting something to happen. So this is messages from your future self. Five of Cups, Judgment, and Five of Swords. So right away I heard with the Five of Cups is, I feel like you have a tendency to always be looking in the rearview mirror. Like, don't look back anymore. Like, we need to stop focusing on the past and what happened in the past, what you lost in the past. And I feel like there's like an obsessive focus that you're struggling with about what hasn't worked out or what you lost or things like that. I do feel like there is some maybe emotional trauma that you have repressed, and I feel like it comes out as this Five of Swords energy. So if you deal with any sort of patterns, behavior patterns, or personality types that it's very controlling, A-type, if you're an A-type controlling person, I feel like this reading is calling this out because this is tied to repressed hurt or trauma from your past that you haven't really allowed yourself to integrate, to heal. So you're always in this state of like needing to control everything because you're afraid of, there's that anxiety around, well, if I don't have control, then something bad may happen. But the universe is really coming in to kind of blare the horn on this. It's like time for you to kind of see, like the clouds to clear and you to see really what's going on that needs to change here. The Judgment card also refers to like this new life appearing. In this card, these individuals are kind of in their old, the graves are like their old life, and they're being awakened to some new opportunity for a new way of living, a new way of being. And it's like time to make a choice of how you want to move forward. Do you want to continue down the same path and create the same outcomes, or do you want to create something new here? And I almost feel like you tend to, when life tries to get you to let go or even surrender or to have more patience, I think you tend to fight a little bit with that and resist. But that's where things need to change. So I think November is a big opportunity for you to have some life-changing things happen in new directions. November is a huge astrological month for 2025. It is intense. It has, I think it's around 30 astrological aspects. That's a lot for a normal month. And aspects are really the planets communicating with each other and interacting in different ways that are impacting us. And that's a lot. We also have retrogrades happening. So there's a lot of energy this month, but it really is supporting us in big ways in our lives. Like this is a month of like big stuff, big changes, big expansions, again, energetically, spiritually, but even just in the physical in our lives, opportunities to really make some big changes. All right, and last but not least, so we're gonna look at the good stuff here for November. So we have wisdom, the owl spirit, and community. Yeah, so a lot of good wisdom is going to come out of this month ahead. So I would definitely have super levels of awareness, really take in what's going on in your life and gain some, maybe it's time to really learn the lessons, gain a new perspective. Maybe I'm seeing that Aries, your perspective on things might have been really small, meaning that you're only seeing a small portion of really what's going on. And you need to kind of expand here like the owl. You need to go from a higher view and be more objective to really see the truth in your situation instead of, I feel like you're taking truth. You're making, you're seeing the truth or making your own truth based on a small amount of information that you have that's limited. And that's interesting we talked about that earlier of like needing to get more information before you just make assumptions and this could be tied to friends, family, community. You could have opportunities in November to get together with people, which I think is always a good thing for you. I feel like Aries, this tends to come up. This has come up throughout the last like 6 months for you, but asking for you to get yourself out there more, socialize, connect with friends, make new friends. I think that would be very helpful for you. And if you see here in both these cards, they're all females. So there is something about the divine feminine and connecting with more maybe divine feminine. This could be for both men and women. So if you're a man watching this, there is something about strength in expanding your divine feminine connections. So calling that out. So I'll put that right here. So let's see. Oh, Tower in reverse. That's interesting because I do not have these reversals in the deck. So that was meant to be, I guess, 8 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. The Tower in reverse is like resisting resisting some big change, okay? Or there's something that you know that really is not working and you keep avoiding it. It's almost like there's the whole metaphor of the, you know, pink elephant in the room, and like you're trying to be in denial that it's there, or you're trying to not look at it. But like it's getting to a point where you cannot avoid, or it's like, it's almost like the elephant now is taking up the entire room and you can't even fit in the room. But this is on the good stuff. So I feel like whatever this is, there's something really good, and you just, it's like you feel like it's going to be bad, or you feel like this, you're resisting change. And maybe you just, so there's a couple trends here, Aries. There's the trend of stability this month, of needing to feel grounded. And I feel like maybe that is something that you need to work through, of you, something happened in your past that you don't feel stable or grounded, and you also don't like change. But that needs to shift, because that is really causing you a lot of challenge in your life and suffering and creating blocks. And I feel like what's happening is there is some change that wants to come through, but it's going to be an amazing change. And you just see change at all as you resist. This could be tied to work, or what you're putting out there into the world or expressing. And there's something here that is wanting to come in that's going to be good for you from a work perspective. The King of Pentacles here. So this could reference a masculine energy in your life. So this could also be an opportunity coming in through some sort of masculine energy that has a business, or maybe they're a boss that is offering you something here. This could be a husband or partner here as well that maybe tends to take on more of the financial responsibilities in the home. But I do feel like potentially there is some shift here it's, so again, this is good stuff. So there's an expansion of wealth or abundance wanting to come in for you, but it's coming in through you, I feel. So if you've always relied on somebody else, I feel like that needs to shift as well, because I think part of your issue as well is you want to create your own footprint in life. And I feel like maybe you haven't done it in the way that you wanted to. And there's an opportunity in November for you to do that. Let me get one for the King of Pentacles, another card. Yeah, it's almost like maybe they've definitely taken on too much of the load, and there is some sort of truth to face here, but maybe it comes out when you have an opportunity here. And it's like you're kind of on the fence of, well, do I really need to take this? But they're kind of coming in saying, you know, I think we need this, and I think it's going to be good. So it's also an opportunity for you to level up, to feel like you have more control in a leadership aspect within your life or your relationship or at home. So I think that's good. Let's see the Tower in reverse. I'm going to get one for all three here. So this is going to be a big victory for you. A big victory. And I feel like it's going to grow your confidence and courage here. And it's something that you really want, okay? It's going to be healing, and it's something you really want. But why are you resisting here, Aries? Let's see for the Eight of Pentacles, Temperance. So maybe you're a little intimidated by this opportunity or a job, but I do feel like there's like this patience, like you need to have patience with yourself, that you'll learn and you'll grow into this and be feel good about this. And the camera just decided to shut off. luckily I was almost done with the reading here, but so I did want to just finish this off. I did pull some other clarifiers, so I wanted to talk through them with you. So for the Ace of Cups, Nine of Cups, I got the Knight of Swords. So something's going to come in quickly out of nowhere, I feel. It's maybe surprising, but and also you may have to make a quick decision as well. They may be, you know, for example, if it's a job and they're like, we need someone, you know, within the next 2 weeks. So you have really can put in your 2 weeks notice but we need someone in quickly. So, but again, I think this is going to be a good thing. And then for the Queen of Swords, Page of Swords here, I got the Six of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. So you definitely are moving in November. I feel like things are going to start to get easier just in general. Like you're moving in a period where things are going to start lightening up. Things aren't going to be as challenging or hard. You may have been through kind of some challenging times kind of this year. But I also feel like this Page of Swords. So there's something about here working with other people, the Three of Pentacles, creating something that's, you know, you're able to have an opportunity to create something that's pretty, bringing some stability or success in your life. And there's some caution here of like, again, you know, do I want to do this? Do I want to, you know, do this type of work? I do feel like it is something where you're going to be working as a team or with other people. But I think as usual, all this is popping up because I think it's going to be a good thing for you. And then I did look at here at the Judgment card and the Five of Swords. You got the Five of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. And kind of what I see this is, again, I feel like there's resistance happening here. There's resistance to change. There's resistance to going in a new path here. And that's where this resistance is. The Knight of Pentacles, I feel like, is you. There's something about you've kind of been on this, because the Knight of Pentacles I call a steady Eddie. And it's like he's doing things, but he's doing them very slow. There's not a lot of fast progression here. But the universe is now finally like, okay, either you know, shit or get off the pot type of thing. Like someone needs to kind of tap your horse to get your horse to start running instead of just slowly meandering here. And I feel like that is a metaphor for something in your life that's happening that you've just haven't made progression on. You've just kind of been like, oh, I'll do it in due time, or, oh, it's not a priority. But it's like there's something here where it's impacting your life. You could be getting some, like it could be maybe from people in your external world that are kind of, it's creating some conflict. Or people are, it is creating some sort of block in your life. So you can swap the roles. Maybe you're dealing with someone in your life like this, or it could be you. But that's where this Judgment is coming in, where it's like, you know, we got to shit or get off the pot, and it's time. It's time to, we need to make more progress here. It's like making decisions here, no more resisting or trying to control the situation. If you are dealing with someone who's manipulative or controlling, and it's like you're trying to move in a new direction and they're holding you back, definitely this is something that you need to kind of maybe make some new decisions for yourself, because I just feel like this person is not going to change or get on board very easily. Okay. But that kind of wraps it up. So hopefully this helped. Definitely don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave. Let me know how this resonates for you in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you in the next reading. Have a good November.